As your mind unwinds, we'll softly wander through the liver's vital role with Barbara O'Neill's power of bitter herbs and the gentle art of castor oil packs. The liver is a recoverable organ, detoxing foods, detoxing drinks, detoxing spices. No effort is required here. Allow yourself to settle, gently descending, aligning with the body's natural repair cycle. Weight easing from the shoulders, the face loosening, each slow breath guiding you further inward, further still, into stillness. If this health learning video helps you rest, tap subscribe, comment, and hit like, so others can find this calm too, but only if your eyes are still open. Otherwise, just drift. Now, let's drift into the healing inside you, right now. Beneath your ribs, on the right side of your body, sits an organ weighing about 3 pounds, deep maroon, warm, pulsing with blood. This is your liver, the great filter, the silent architect of wellness. And tonight, we'll learn its secrets as you slip softer, softer into sleep. The liver is recovery itself, made flesh. It's the only organ in your entire body that can regenerate completely. You could lose 75% of it, and it would grow back, cell by cell, weaving itself whole again, like starfish arms, like spring after winter. This isn't metaphor. This is your body's blueprint, written in ancient code. Your liver is performing right now over 500 separate functions. 500. As you breathe in and out, it's filtering, transforming, storing, releasing. It processes everything, every molecule of food, every sip of water, every breath of air that carried chemicals, every thought that sparked a stress hormone, passes through this dark red sanctuary. Feel your breath in and out, each exhale, carrying away what you don't need. Your liver, working in the background, always, like a mother's hands, folding laundry in the dark. The liver detoxifies in 3 elegant phases, 3 movements in a symphony. Phase 1, mobilization. Phase 2, transformation. Phase 3, elimination. Each one perfectly choreographed, each one requiring specific nutrients, specific conditions, specific care. In phase 1, toxins are awakened, pulled from where they hide in fat cells, in tissues, brought into the open, oxidized, made reactive. This phase needs antioxidants, needs protection, because these mobilized toxins, for a moment, are more dangerous than when they were sleeping, like disturbing a hornet's nest. You need protection, you need support. Phase 2, biotransformation. This is where magic happens, where poison becomes something water-soluble, something that can leave. The liver attaches small molecules, sulfur groups, methyl groups, glutathione, wrapping up the toxins like presents, like prisoners, binding them so they can't escape back into your blood. This phase needs sulfur, needs glutathione, the master antioxidant, made from 3 amino acids, glycine, cysteine, glutamate. Your body makes it but stress depletes it, toxins drain it, and without enough, phase 2 stalls. Toxins pile up, half transformed, causing inflammation, fatigue, that heavy feeling. Phase 3, elimination. The wrapped toxins, now water-soluble, travel through bile ducts into bile, that green-gold fluid stored in your gallbladder, released when you eat fat, traveling down into your intestines, and if all goes well, out of your body forever. But here's where things can go wrong. If you're constipated, if bile isn't flowing, if your gut bacteria are imbalanced, those toxins can be reabsorbed, taken back up, cycling, recycling, through your portal vein, back to the liver, again and again. This is why fiber matters, why bowel movements matter, why the whole system must flow. Let your jaw go slack, tongue resting, teeth apart. Feel the weight of your head pressing into the pillow, your liver filtering, always filtering, even now, even as you drift. The liver is a recoverable organ. Unlike your heart muscle after a major attack, unlike brain cells after stroke, the liver forgives, it regenerates, it remembers its blueprint and builds itself back. This is why people with severe liver damage, given the right support, the right time, the right nutrients, can heal, truly heal. The hepatocytes, the liver cells, divide, multiply, restructure, reformation written into their DNA. But this gift, this regenerative capacity, requires something from you. It requires rest. It requires that you stop the assault, stop flooding it with fructose, with alcohol, with chemicals it must process. Give it space, and it will rebuild. Environmental toxins are everywhere now, in ways they weren't 100 years ago. Glyphosate, the herbicide sprayed on most conventional crops, disrupts the liver's ability to detoxify other chemicals. It's not just one toxin, it's a toxin that makes you more vulnerable to all toxins. It chelates minerals, binds them, removes them from your system. Magnesium, zinc, manganese, all needed for detoxification. This is why choosing organic food when possible, especially for the foods you eat most, matters more than we realized. It's not about perfection. It's about reducing load, lowering the burden, giving your liver breathing room. Your liver loves bitter flavors, bitter foods. Signal to your body, release bile, wake up digestion, activate the cleansing pathways. For thousands of years, humans ate bitter foods, wild greens, roots, herbs. Now everything is sweet, bred for sweetness. And we've lost this ancient signal. Dandelion root, those yellow flowers considered weeds, their roots, dried and steeped as tea, are one of the liver's oldest allies. Dandelion root stimulates bile production, supports both liver and gallbladder, acts as a gentle diuretic, helping kidneys too. It's not dramatic, not pharmaceutical, but steady, reliable. like rain. Drink it warm, before bed if it doesn't wake you, or in the morning, letting the bitter touch your tongue, signalling, waking, preparing. Milk thistle, known also as St. Mary's thistle, has been used for over 2,000 years for liver complaints. Its active compound, silymarin, is a flavonoid complex that protects liver cells, stabilizes their membranes, prevents toxins from entering, and helps regenerate damaged hepatocytes. Studies show milk thistle can help in cases of fatty liver, in alcohol-related damage, in hepatitis. It's not a cure, but it's support, gentle, protective, like an umbrella in poison rain. You can take it as a tincture, as capsules, as tea. The seeds, ground fresh, are most potent, but bitter, so bitter. Feel your body sinking deeper now, the mattress rising up to hold you, your breath slower, softer, each inhale bringing in what you need, each exhale releasing, always releasing. Castor oil packs, an ancient practice, simple, almost too simple to believe, and yet thousands report feeling their liver region soften, warm, release after using them. You take organic castor oil, hexane-free, cold-pressed, soak a wool or cotton flannel in it. Place it over your liver, your right rib cage. Cover with plastic, then a hot water bottle, and rest for 30 to 60 minutes, ideally 3 times a week. The castor oil, rich in ricinoleic acid, is said to penetrate, to increase circulation, to reduce inflammation, to stimulate lymphatic drainage. Studies are limited, but the practice persists because people feel it, feel something shift, soften, move. Your liver, receiving heat, receiving touch, even indirect touch. It responds. Blood flow increases, muscles relax, and in that relaxation, in that warmth, perhaps stagnation begins to move. The liver is called the great filter, but it's so much more. It's a factory, a warehouse, a recycling center, a hormone regulator, a blood sugar stabilizer. It stores vitamins A, D, E, K, the fat-soluble ones. It stores iron, it stores glycogen, that backup fuel, ready to release glucose when your blood sugar drops, when you need energy between meals. Without a functioning liver, blood sugar becomes chaotic. You swing from high to low, crash after meals, wake at 3 a.m., anxious, heart racing, because your liver couldn't maintain, couldn't release glycogen smoothly, couldn't keep you stable. This is the liver-adrenal connection. When your liver can't regulate blood sugar, your adrenal glands must compensate. They release cortisol, adrenaline, stress hormones to raise blood sugar, to keep your brain fed. And if this happens night after night, your adrenals exhaust. You wake tired, need caffeine, crash in the afternoon, can't handle stress, feel depleted. Healing the liver heals the adrenals, their partners, dancing together, and when one leads well, the other can rest. The liver also clears hormones, excess estrogen, old thyroid hormone, cortisol metabolites, all must be processed, transformed, eliminated by the liver. If your liver is congested, overwhelmed, these hormones recirculate. Estrogen dominance, thyroid resistance, hormonal imbalance can all trace back to a liver that needs support. Women especially feel this. PMS worsening, periods heavier, fibroids growing, Brias tenderness. When they support their liver, symptoms often ease. The body rebalancing. Your liver is also where T4 thyroid hormone becomes T3, the active form, the form your cells can use if your liver is inflamed, if it lacks the nutrients, the selenium, the zinc. This conversion slows. You can have normal thyroid tests, but feel hyperthyroid, cold, tired, gaining weight because the conversion isn't happening. Everything connects. Everything is relationship. The liver at the center, coordinating, conducting. Let your eyes fully close now, if they haven't already. Let the darkness be complete, be restful. You don't need to see, don't need to think, just receive these whispers, these truths drifting through you. Glutathione, the master antioxidant, the molecule your liver cannot live without. It's made in your body, but depleted constantly by toxins, by stress, by poor sleep, by processed foods. Glutathione neutralizes free radicals, binds heavy metals, supports every phase of detoxification. To make glutathione, your body needs sulfur-rich foods, garlic, onions, the allium family, their sharp bite, their pungent medicine. Crack open a clove of garlic, let it sit 10 minutes, the allicin forming, then eat it raw if you can bear it, or lightly cooked, your liver receiving sulfur compounds, cysteine, the building blocks, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, all contain sulforaphane, indole 3-carbinol, compounds that upregulate those detox pathways that help your liver process estrogen safely, that protect cells from becoming abnormal. Steam them lightly, roast them with olive oil, blend them into soups, make them a daily practice, not a chore, but an offering to the body that carries you. Brussels sprouts especially, so rich in sulfur, in glutathione precursors. People hate them often because they were boiled, mushy, bitter, but roasted with sea salt, they caramelize, sweeten, become almost candy-like. Slice them in half, toss in oil, roast at high heat until crispy, golden. The sulfur remains, the medicine remains. Cabbage juice, raw, is healing for the gut lining, for ulcers, and a healthy gut means a healthy liver. They're connected by the portal vein. Everything absorbed from your intestines goes first to your liver before reaching the rest of your body. If your gut is inflamed, leaking undigested proteins, bacterial toxins cross into your blood, overwhelm your liver, create inflammation, fatigue, brain fog. Cabbage juice, rich in glutamine, in vitamin U, in sulfur compounds, helps seal those gut junctions, helps heal the lining. A quarter cup, twice a day. It's not delicious, but it's effective. Ancient medicine, simple medicine. Turmeric, that golden root, contains curcumin, one of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds. Curcumin supports bile production, protects liver cells, increases glutathione, reduces oxidative stress. It's been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine for liver and gallbladder conditions. But curcumin alone isn't well absorbed. You need black pepper, piperine, increases absorption 20-fold, and fat, a little oil or coconut milk because it's fat soluble. Golden milk before bed, warm nut milk, turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, black pepper, a touch of honey. It's soothing, grounding, anti-inflammatory, sleep-supporting. Ginger increases circulation, supports digestion, reduces nausea, helps bile flow. A warming herb, a moving herb. When things feel stagnant, heavy, ginger can help them shift. Grate fresh ginger, steep in hot water, add lemon. This simple drink in the morning wakes your liver, stimulates digestion, hydrates, alkalizes. It's gentle but purposeful. Your breath now, barely a whisper, chest rising, falling, like tide, like waves, so slow, so steady. Your liver beneath your ribs, warm and dark, working, always working, but tonight, learning to rest. There are 8 laws of health, principles that support every system: sunlight, fresh air, water, rest, exercise, nutrition, temperance, trust in the divine or in the body's wisdom. These aren't liver specific, but the liver responds to all of them. Sunlight, vitamin D production happens in your skin, but vitamin D is stored in your liver. Vitamin D deficiency is epidemic now, and without adequate vitamin D, immune function falters, inflammation increases, the liver struggles more. Get morning light on your skin, on your eyes, even through a window, though direct is better. It costs nothing, requires nothing, but stepping outside, fresh air, oxygenation. Your liver cells need oxygen to function, to detoxify. Deep breathing, walks in nature, opening windows, all bring oxygen to tissues, to cells. The liver is metabolically active, hungry for oxygen, for life force. Water, pure water, hydration is essential. Your blood is 90% water. If you're dehydrated, your blood thickens, toxins concentrate. The liver must work harder to filter, to process. Aim for half your body weight in ounces each day. More if you exercise, if you sweat. Add a pinch of Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt to your water. Not table salt, not stripped salt, but mineral-rich salt. This helps your cells actually absorb the water instead of peeing it out. Minerals matter: magnesium, potassium, trace elements all support the electrical gradients that let cells function. Magnesium especially is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many of them in the liver, in detoxification. Magnesium deficiency is common because soil is depleted, because stress drains it, because we don't eat enough greens, enough seeds, enough of what our ancestors ate. Magnesium glycinate before bed helps sleep, helps the liver detoxify overnight, helps muscles relax, helps anxiety soften. It's one of the safest, most helpful supplements for most people. Let your leg grow heavy, so heavy, like stone, like sand, sinking down through the bed, through the floor. You're not going anywhere, nowhere to be, nothing to do, just this breath, this moment, this gentle learning. Rest, circadian rhythms matter profoundly for liver health. Your liver has a circadian clock. It's most active between 1 and 3 a.m. This is when, if you're asleep, if your body's in parasympathetic mode, the liver does its deepest detoxification, its deepest repair. If you're awake then, eating then, stressed then, drinking alcohol then, the liver can't do this work. It's busy processing food, dealing with stress hormones, missing its window, going to bed by 10 p.m, sleeping through until morning, gives your liver this gift, this space to heal. People who wake consistently between 1 and 3 a.m. often have liver congestion, blood sugar dysregulation, or both. The liver trying to work, struggling, releasing stress hormones, waking you. It's not insomnia, exactly. It's a signal, a message from your body asking for support. Exercise, movement matters. Not intense, not punishing, but regular. Walking, daily walking, supports metabolism, supports lymphatic drainage, supports mood, supports the liver. The lymphatic system has no pump, unlike blood, which has the heart. Lymph moves only when you move, when muscles contract, when you breathe deeply. Rebounding, jumping on a small trampoline is especially good for lymph. The up and down motion, the G-force, opens and closes lymphatic valves, moves fluid, moves waste. 5 to 10 minutes daily can make a difference. Dry body brushing before showering with a natural bristle brush. Brushing toward your heart stimulates lymph, exfoliates skin, increases circulation. Your skin is called the third kidney because it eliminates through sweat, through oil, through shedding cells. Supporting skin supports liver. They work together. Sauna use, sweating, removes toxins through skin, heavy metals, BPA, phthalates. All can be measured in sweat. If you have access to an infrared sauna or a traditional sauna, using it several times a week can reduce your body's toxic burden, can give your liver less to process. But hydrate, remineralize, don't deplete yourself. Support, always support. Reducing chemical personal care products matters more than most realize. Your skin absorbs everything: deodorant, lotion, shampoo, makeup, perfume, all absorbed, all requiring liver processing. The average woman applies over 500 chemical to her skin before leaving the house each morning. Switch slowly, one product at a time, to cleaner versions. Read ingredients. If you can't pronounce it, your liver probably doesn't want to process it. Your body is so quiet now, barely here, just consciousness floating on breath, on these words, drifting through knowledge into rest. The liver beneath, pulsing softly, filtering, dreaming its own dreams. Organic eating to avoid pesticides, herbicides, fungicides isn't just for the health obsessed, it's practical. It reduces load. Every bite of conventional produce carries residues, small amounts, yes, but daily, for years, they accumulate. The dirty dozen are the crops most contaminated: strawberries, spinach, kale, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celery, potatoes. Buy these, organic if possible. The others, the clean 15, have thicker skins, lower residues, can be conventional. It's not all or nothing. It's wise choices, reducing where you can. Mold, mycotoxins, aflatoxins. These fungal toxins are invisible, but devastating to liver health. They hide in improperly stored grains, coffee, nuts, dried fruit. They survive cooking, survive processing, and once in your body, they're hepatotoxic, liver poisoning. Buy coffee that's tested for mold. Buy nuts that are fresh, stored properly. If something smells musty, off, don't eat it. Trust your nose. Trust your instincts. Candida overgrowth in the gut produces its own mycotoxins, its own liver burden. Candida thrives on sugar, on refined carbs, on stress, on antibiotics. When it overgrows, it creates acetaldehyde, the same toxin from alcohol metabolism, causing brain fog, fatigue, liver stress, even if you never drink. Addressing Candida requires removing its food source, sugar, rebalancing gut flora with probiotics, with fermented foods, supporting liver to process the die-off toxins, alkalizing the body, maintaining blood pH between 735 and 745 is critical. The body will do anything, sacrifice anything to maintain this pH. If your diet creates too much acid from animal products, from sugar, from processed food, your body pulls minerals from bones, from tissues, to buffer, to neutralize. The liver plays a role here in pH regulation, in maintaining balance. Eating more alkalizing foods helps. Leafy greens, cucumber, celery, lemon, though acidic outside the body, becomes alkaline once metabolized. Chlorophyll, the green pigment in plants, is called plant blood because its structure almost mirrors hemoglobin, except where hemoglobin has iron, chlorophyll has magnesium. Chlorophyll supports oxygenation, detoxification, alkalizing, wound healing. Wheatgrass juice, barley green powder, spirulina, chlorella, all concentrated sources of chlorophyll. A shot of wheatgrass is intensely green, intensely alive. Your liver recognizes it as medicine. Your eyelids, so heavy now, like velvet curtains, falling, staying, closed. The room, dark, or if there's light, it doesn't reach you. You're inside now, deep inside, where healing happens, where the body whispers its secrets. Sprouts are living enzymes, concentrated nutrition. When a seed sprouts, it activates enzymes that were dormant. It becomes more digestible, more nutritious than either the seed or the mature plant. Broccoli sprouts especially contain up to 50 times more sulforaphane than mature broccoli. You can grow them on your counter, in a jar. Alfalfa, mung bean, lentil, radish, clover. In 3 to 5 days, you have fresh, living food, rich in enzymes that help digestion, that reduce the liver's burden. Dandelion greens in salad are bitter, yes, but that bitterness is the medicine. They support bile flow, support kidneys, support liver. They're free, growing in lawns, in fields, everywhere. Harvest young leaves before the plant flowers. They're less bitter then. Mix with sweeter greens, with a good dressing. The liver doesn't care if you mask the taste, as long as the medicine arrives. Radishes, especially daikon, support gallbladder function, help break down stagnant bile, help move fats. They're pungent, sharp, cleansing. Grate them raw into salads. Add to stir fries. Their medicine is in their bite. The liver and gallbladder ye are intimate partners. The liver makes bile constantly, up to 1 liter each day. Bile is stored, concentrated, in the gallbladder, that small pear-shaped sac beneath the liver. When you eat fat, the gallbladder contracts, releases bile into the small intestine to emulsify, to digest, to absorb. Without bile, you can't digest fats, can't absorb fat-soluble vitamins, can't eliminate fat-soluble toxins. The stool becomes pale, clay-coloured, floating, greasy. This signals bile insufficiency. Gallstones form when bile becomes too thick, too concentrated, too full of cholesterol or bilirubin. The stones block bile flow, cause pain, nausea, digestive distress. Sometimes surgery is needed, but often they form because bile isn't flowing, because the diet is too low in fat or too high in refined carbs. The gallbladder needs regular stimulation, needs to contract, needs to empty. If you're eating low fat, skipping meals, fasting too much, bile stagnates, stones form. There are liver flush protocols, olive oil and lemon juice flushes, where you drink large amounts, stimulate a massive gallbladder contraction. People report passing stones, green, soft, strange looking. Whether these are actual gallstones or saponified olive oil formations is debated. Some feel dramatically better, some feel worse. It's intense, not for everyone, and certainly not a first step. Gentler approaches, daily bitters, adequate fat intake, castor oil packs are usually wiser to begin. The no-oil diet, popular in some plant-based circles, concerns me. For liver and gallbladder health, yes, reduce damaged oils, vegetable oils, seed oils, high in omega-6, inflammatory, but olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, these are protective, beneficial, needed. Your liver needs healthy fats to make bile, to absorb vitamins, to build cell membrane, to create hormones. Extreme fat restriction can worsen gallbladder function, can create deficiencies. Avocados are one of the best foods for glutathione production. They contain healthy fats, fiber, potassium, vitamin E. They're creamy, satisfying, and they help your liver make the antioxidants it needs, one a day, if possible, or several a week. Walnuts contain arginine, an amino acid that helps the liver detoxify ammonia. Ammonia is produced from protein breakdown and must be converted to urea in the liver before being excreted by kidneys. If this process falters, ammonia builds up, causing brain fog, confusion, fatigue. Walnuts also resemble a brain, and they support brain health. The doctrine of signatures, the old idea that plants resemble what they heal, sometimes it holds true. Feel your breath like waves, like ocean, rising, falling, carrying you nowhere, everywhere. You are the breath, the body, the liver healing in slow motion. Legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas are rich in fiber, both soluble and insoluble. Fiber is essential for elimination. Soluble fiber binds to bile acids, to toxins in the intestines, carries them out, prevents reabsorption. If you're not having at least one well-formed bowel movement every day, toxins are reabsorbing. Your liver must process them again and again. It's called enterohepatic recirculation, and it's exhausting for the body. Fiber moves things along, sweeps the intestines, feeds good bacteria, reduces toxic load. Aim for 30 to 40 grams daily from whole foods, not supplements alone. Herbal laxatives, Senna, Cascara sagrada, should be used, rarely, for acute situations. They irritate the bowel, force contractions. Over time, they make the bowel lazy, dependent. Instead, focus on lifestyle, water, fiber, movement, magnesium, probiotics. These address the root cause. Aloe vera juice, inner leaf, not whole leaf, is soothing for the gut lining, gently supports bowel movements, healing for inflammation. Some takes an ounce or two before bed or first thing in the morning. It's cooling, gentle. Slippery elm bark is mucilaginous, coating, soothing for irritated tissue. It can help with constipation, with diarrhea, with reflux, with any gut lining that need repair. Mix the powder as with water and drink quickly before it thickens. Psyllium husk expands in water, becomes gelatinous. It sweeps the intestines, adds bulk, feeds microbiome, but drink plenty of water with it, or it can worsen constipation. Activated charcoal binds toxins in the gut, used acutely for food poisoning, for toxic exposure. It's like a sponge, absorbing, but it's indiscriminate. It also binds nutrients, medications. Don't use it daily or long-term, just for acute situations and away from other supplements. Bentonite clay, similar, binds toxins, heavy metals, is used in detox protocols, in poultices for external toxins. Again, not for daily use, but for targeted support. Your liver also produces just cholesterol. Yes, dietary cholesterol affects blood levels, but your liver makes most of it, about 80%. Cholesterol isn't the villain. We were told it's essential for every cell membrane, for hormone production, for vitamin D synthesis, for bile acids. The good versus bad cholesterol is oversimplified. HDL and LDL are lipoproteins, carriers. What matters more is particle size, oxidation, inflammation. The small, dense, oxidized LDL particles are problematic. The large, fluffy ones, less so. Supporting liver health reduces inflammation, improves cholesterol profiles, more than obsessing over dietary cholesterol. Your liver also plays a role in blood clotting. It produces clotting factors, proteins that allow your blood to coagulate when you're injured. Without a functioning liver, you'd bleed uncontrollably from the smallest cut. Another quiet miracle, another background function. We never think of iron storage happens in the liver, bound to ferritin. When your body needs iron for hemoglobin production, the liver releases it. But excess iron, especially in men or postmenopausal women, can accumulate, cause oxidative stress, liver damage. Hemochromatosis, a genetic condition, causes dangerous iron accumulation, requiring regular blood donation to remove it. Vitamins A, D, E, and K, fat-soluble vitamins, are stored in the liver, unlike water-soluble vitamins, which you excrete. If you have excess, fat-soluble ones accumulate. This means you can become deficient if liver storage is impaired or toxic if you oversupplement. Vitamin A especially can be toxic in excess. Pregnant women must be careful not to overconsume liver or supplements. Beta-carotene from plants is safer because the body converts only what it needs. B12 is also stored in the liver, years worth potentially. This is why B12 deficiency takes time to develop, even on a vegan diet, but eventually stores deplete and supplementation becomes necessary. A damaged liver can't store B12 well, another reason to support this organ. So many functions, so many roles, the liver conducting, orchestrating, maintaining, and it asks for so little in return, just less assault, more support, time to rest, clean fuel, bitter greens, pure water. There's an emotional component too. Traditional Chinese medicine associates the liver with anger, with frustration, with feeling stuck. People with liver issues often hold resentment, bitterness, inability to let go. Whether this is energetic, physiological, or metaphor, I can't say, but I've seen people begin to release old anger as their liver heals. Forgiveness seems to lighten the load on every level. Physical healing and emotional healing aren't separate. The body keeps score, keeps record of every stress, every trauma, every suppressed emotion. The liver bears some of this burden. Self-forgiveness too matters. Forgiving yourself for past choices, for damage done, for time lost. The liver regenerates. The body wants to heal, wants to return to blueprint, to design, to wholeness. Your breath, so distant now, so soft, barely moving the air. Your body has crossed over into that space between waking and sleeping, where truth is clearer, where cells listen. There is a 5-day liver detox protocol that some practitioners recommend. 5 days of vegetable juicing, light soups, herbal teas, no heavy proteins, no fats, giving the liver a holiday from digestion. Carrot juice for sweetness, for vitamin A. Celery juice for minerals, for liver support. Ginger for warmth, for circulation. Beet juice for bile, in small amounts, because it's strong, very strong. During these 5 days, some people feel worse before better. This is called a healing crisis, or detox symptoms, headaches, fatigue, nausea, as toxins mobilize, move. It's important during detox to support elimination. Drink water, take gentle walks, rest when needed, use castor oil packs, dry brushing, saunas if available. Help the toxins leave. Don't just mobilize them and leave them circulating. Some people shouldn't do intensive detox protocols. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, people with severe illness, people very toxic already. Sometimes slow and steady wins this race. Sometimes aggressive detox overwhelms the system Listen to your body. It will tell you if something is too much or just right. Wisdom isn't in protocols. Wisdom is in attunement, in relationship with your own flesh, blood, liver, pulse. Your body knows how to heal. It's built for it, designed for it. Every cell contains the blueprint, the DNA, remembering original design before damage, before disease. This is called self-heal by design, trusting that the body, given the right conditions, will return to balance. Your job isn't to force healing. Your job is to remove obstacles, to provide building blocks, and to trust the process unfolding in its own time. Microorganisms and liver health are intimately connected. Your gut microbiome, those trillions of bacteria, fungi, viruses living in your intestines, produce metabolites, some beneficial, some harmful, all absorbed through the gut lining, traveling via portal vein to the liver. Good bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which are anti-inflammatory. They produce vitamins. They crowd out pathogens. Bad bacteria produce endotoxins, lipopolysaccharides that trigger systemic inflammation, that burden the liver. Biofilms are protective matrices that bacteria create like little fortresses in your gut, in your sinuses, on your teeth. Pathogenic biofilms can harbor chronic infections, release toxins, resist antibiotics and herbs. Disrupting biofilms requires specific enzymes like serrapeptase, nattokinase, or specific herbs like berberine, black walnut. When biofilms break down, there's often a die-off reaction. Toxins release. Liver burden increases temporarily. This is why supporting the liver during antimicrobial protocols is essential. The liver is central to immune function. Inside your liver are special cells called Kupffer cells. These are liver macrophages, immune cells that filter bacteria, debris, dead cells from the blood. They're like security guards patrolling the bloodstream. 80% of your body's macrophages live in the liver. This makes the liver a major immune organ. When the liver is congested, Kupffer cells can't function well. Immune function declines. Infections occur more easily. Inflammation becomes chronic. The portal vein connects your intestines directly to your liver. Everything absorbed from your gut goes straight there before entering general circulation. This is brilliant design. It gives the liver first crack at filtering, detoxifying, protecting the body. But it also means if your gut is compromised, if you have leaky gut, undigested proteins, bacterial toxins, food antigens, all flood directly to the liver. This creates massive inflammation, overwhelms detox pathways, exhausts the organ. Leaky gut, increased intestinal permeability happens when the tight junctions between intestinal cells loosen, allowing particles through that shouldn't pass. This can occur from chronic stress, antibiotics, NSAIDs, gluten-insensitive individuals, alcohol, processed foods. Healing leaky gut requires removing irritants, adding bone broth, collagen, L-glutamine, zinc, probiotics, and giving time for the lining to repair, to seal, to protect again. As the gut heals, the liver burden decreases. They heal together, support each other. Everything is connected. There are no isolated system, only relationships. Your body now is so still, so peaceful, like a lake at dawn, before wind, before ripples, just mirror, just reflection of sky. The miracle of liver regrowth deserves lingering on. In ancient Greek mythology, Prometheus was punished by having his liver eaten by an eagle each day, and each night it would regenerate, grow back, only to be eaten again, eternal torture. But the Greeks understood something. They knew the liver regenerates. This knowledge, this observation, is ancient, older than modern medicine, older than anatomy textbooks. If a surgeon removes part of your liver due to tumor or injury, or to donate to someone else, the remaining liver will grow, not like a limb, regrowing the exact shape, but functionally. The hepatocytes multiply. The organ increases in mass, in function, until it reaches about 75 to 80% of original capacity. This happens over weeks to months, cells dividing, restructuring, remembering their purpose. This is regeneration. This is hope, written in biology. Even cirrhosis, scarring of the liver, once thought irreversible, can sometimes improve if the assault stops, if the cause is removed. Scar tissue can slowly remodel, function can return. Not always, not in severe cases, but sometimes enough to matter, enough to live. This is why it's never too late to start supporting your liver, even if there's damage, even if there's disease. The liver wants to heal, wants to try. Give it a chance. Trust is the final law of health. Trust in something larger than yourself. For some, it's God. For some, it's nature. For some, it's simply the wisdom of the body, the intelligence in every cell, the force that heals a cut, that knits a bone, that grows a baby from two cells. You don't have to direct this intelligence. You can't. It's far beyond conscious control, but you can align with it, cooperate with it, stop fighting it with toxins, with stress, with disconnection. Health isn't earned through perfection, through flawless diet, through never making mistakes. Health is a dynamic balance. It's resilience. It's the ability to return to center after being pushed off course. Your liver embodies this. It tolerates abuse for years, sometimes decades, and still Given half a chance, it tries to come back, to function, to serve. Let your gratitude for this organ wash through you, even in sleep, even in this liminal space. Gratitude for the filtering, for the detoxifying, for the storing, for the producing, for the regulating, happening right now, beneath your right ribs, in darkness, in warmth, in silence. The liver's 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. activity peak means right now, if it's nighttime, if you're drifting into sleep, your liver is preparing. Soon it will enter its deepest work, the cleansing, the repair, the restoration. That only happens when you're unconscious, when the body reclaims its energy from thought, from movement, from digestion. Sleep is when growth hormone releases, when tissues repair, when memories consolidate, when the glymphatic system in the brain flushes out metabolic waste. Sleep is when the liver can focus entirely on itself, on you, on healing. This is why chronic sleep deprivation destroys health, not just because you're tired, but because repair never happens. Toxins accumulate, inflammation persists, the liver never gets its window, its sacred time, its 1 to 3 a.m. appointment with restoration. 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night is medicine, this is prevention, this is repair. It costs nothing, it's free, and yet we treat it as optional, as laziness, as something to sacrifice for productivity. But without sleep, there is no sustainable productivity. There is only depletion, burnout, disease. Your breath is the only sound now, even that fading into the background, into the hum of existence. You are dissolving into rest, into the great dark where healing happens. Beetroot deserves more attention. This deep magenta root, this earth's blood, is one of the best foods for bile flow. Beets contain betaine, also called trimethylglycine, which supports methylation, supports liver detox, supports bile production. Beets also contain betalains, pigments that are antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, that protect liver cells from damage. Some studies show beet juice improves exercise performance by increasing nitric oxide, improving blood flow, oxygen delivery. You can juice them, roast them, grate them raw into salad. Their sweetness is earthy, not like sugar, but like concentrated soil, concentrated minerals. Your urine and stool may turn red after eating beets. This is normal, harmless, called bituria. It happens when betalin pigments pass through, unmetabolized, more common in people with low stomach acid or iron deficiency. Lemon water, first thing in the morning, is a simple ritual with profound effects. The citric acid stimulates bile production. The vitamin C supports adrenal function, supports glutathione recycling. The hydration after 7 to 9 hours of no fluid intake wakes up every system. Squeeze half a lemon into room temperature. or warm water. Drink it before coffee, before food. Let it signal to your liver, to your gallbladder, it's time to wake, to work, to cleanse. Some people add a pinch of cayenne pepper as for circulation, for metabolism. It's warming, stimulating, almost too much, first thing, but some love it. Artichokes, the vegetable, the flower bud actually, contain cynarin, a compound that increases bile production by over 100%. In some studies, artichokes have been used traditionally for liver and gallbladder conditions for centuries, especially in Mediterranean regions. You can steam them, eat the leaves, dipping them in olive oil or lemon juice. The heart is tender, delicious, worth the work. Or take artichoke extract as a supplement before meals to stimulate digestion. Artichokes also contain silymarin, the same compound found in milk thistle. Another connection, another thread in the web of plant medicine. Avoiding refined sugars is perhaps the single most important dietary change for liver health. Sugar, especially fructose, is metabolized exclusively by the liver. Unlike glucose, which every cell can use, fructose must be processed in the liver. Small amounts from whole fruit are fine. The fiber slows absorption. The nutrients justify the load. But high fructose corn syrup, table sugar, agave nectar, these flood the liver with fructose, overwhelming it. The liver converts excess fructose to fat, stores it in its own cells. This is how non-alcoholic fatty liver disease begins. NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, now affects 1 in 4 adults globally. 1 in 4. This is epidemic. This is relatively new. In children even, fatty liver is increasing because of sugar, because of processed food, because of disconnection from real food. Fatty liver is reversible. In early stages, completely reversible. With diet change, with weight loss, with exercise, with removing the fructose, the refined carbs, the liver will burn its own fat stores, will return to its lean, efficient self. But if fatty liver persists, it can progress to inflammation, to fibrosis, to cirrhosis, to liver failure. This journey takes years, decades sometimes, but it happens silently. The liver doesn't hurt until it's very damaged. There are no pain receptors inside it. High fructose corn syrup is in everything: soda, juice, ketchup, bread, yogurt, salad dressing. Read labels. Be shocked by how much hidden sugar you're consuming. Even healthy foods, granola bars, smoothies, dried fruit can be sugar bombs. The liver doesn't care if it's natural sugar or organic cane juice. Sugar is sugar, fructose is fructose, and in excess, it's toxic to the liver. Alcohol is another direct hepatotoxin. It's metabolized in the liver by an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase. producing acetaldehyde, a toxic compound, more toxic than alcohol itself. Acetaldehyde damages liver cells, creates inflammation, oxidative stress. The liver then must metabolize acetaldehyde into acetate using glutathione, using antioxidants, depleting them. If you drink heavily, regularly, you exhaust these protective systems. The liver cells, the hepatocytes, become damaged, inflamed, fatty, scarred. The safe amount of alcohol for liver health is probably 0, but realistically, occasional drinking, 1 to 2 drinks, a few times a week, most livers can handle, especially if you're otherwise supporting it. But daily drinking, binge drinking, these patterns, damage accumulates, and there's huge individual variation. Some people's livers are more vulnerable than others. If you choose to drink, support your liver. Eat before drinking, so alcohol absorbs more slowly. Drink water between alcoholic drinks. Take extra B vitamins, magnesium, milk thistle, NAC the next day to help detoxification. And take breaks. Alcohol-free days, alcohol-free weeks. Let the liver recover. Remember what baseline feels like. Feel how your body has become the bed, and the bed has become the body. No boundary, no separation, just softness, sinking, weightless, yet infinitely heavy. Intermittent fasting, giving your liver rest from digestion, has become popular, and for good reason. When you fast, even for 12 to 16 hours, your body shifts from fed state to fasted state, from glucose burning to fat burning, from building to cleaning. Autophagy increases. This is cellular housekeeping, where cells break down damaged proteins, recycle components, clear out debris. It's like a deep cleaning for your cells, including liver cells. Insulin drops during fasting. This allows stored liver fat to be mobilized, burned for fuel. Over time, fatty liver improves. The liver becomes more insulin sensitive. Blood sugar stabilizes. But fasting isn't for everyone. If you have adrenal fatigue, blood sugar dysregulation, a history of eating disorders, fasting can worsen. These conditions can stress the body further. Start gently, maybe just 12 hours, overnight, dinner at 7 p.m, breakfast at 7 a.m. That's 12 hours, and most of it you're asleep. No suffering required. See how you feel? Do you wake energized, clear-headed, or anxious, shaky, dizzy? Your body will tell you if fasting serves you or not. Women, especially, need to be careful with fasting. Female hormones are more sensitive to caloric restriction, to stress. Fasting during follicular phase may work well, but during luteal phase, before menstruation, it may increase cortisol, worsen PMS, disrupt cycles. Listened. Always listen. to your body's feedback. It's wiser than any protocol. Hydration, we've mentioned, but it deserves emphasis. Your liver operates in fluid. Blood is fluid, bile is fluid, lymph is fluid. If you're dehydrated, everything thickens, slows, stagnates. Pure water, filtered if possible, to remove chlorine, fluoride, heavy metals, pesticides. Don't replace the liver's burden with contaminated water. Invest in a good filter or drink spring water. Clean water is foundational. Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, added to water, provides trace minerals. Over 80 different minerals in some salts. These minerals are cofactors for enzymes, for detoxification, for every cellular process. Table salt, sodium chloride, stripped of minerals, treated with anti-caking agents, is not the same. It's not evil, but it's not optimal. Choose mineral-rich salt and don't fear it, unless you have specific medical reasons, your body breathing for you, heart beating for you, liver filtering for you, all without any conscious effort. This is grace. This is the miracle of being alive, being carried by processes you'll never fully understand, never fully control. Gentian root is intensely bitter, one of the most bitter herbs known. It's used as a digestive tonic to stimulate all digestive secretions, saliva, stomach acid, bile, pancreatic enzymes. Just a few drops of gentian tincture on the tongue before meals can transform digestion. The bitterness must touch the tongue. This is important. Bitter receptors in your mouth send signals down the vagus nerve, telling the whole digestive system you're to wake up, to prepare, to work. If you take bitters in a capsule, bypassing the tongue, you lose much of the benefit. The taste is the medicine, even though it's unpleasant. Golden seal, another bitter herb, contains berberine, a powerful compound that's antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, blood sugar regulating. Berberine activates AMPK, an enzyme that's like a metabolic master switch. It improves insulin sensitivity, supports healthy cholesterol, supports liver function. Golden seal is over-harvested, endangered in the wild. So if you use it, buy from sustainable sources or choose other berberine-containing herbs like Oregon grapefruit or barberry. Bile production is central to so much. Bile emulsifies fats, breaks them into tiny droplets, so lipase enzymes can digest them. Bile carries fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K into absorption. Bile carries toxins out of the body. Bile feeds certain gut bacteria that are anti-inflammatory. Without adequate bile, you get deficiencies, malabsorption, toxin buildup, constipation, hormonal issues. Everything suffers. Signs of low bile production include pale or grey stools, floating stools, undigested fat in stool, nausea after eating fat, pain under right rib cage, gallstones, dry skin, vitamin deficiencies, hormonal imbalance. If you have these symptoms, support bile flow, bitters before meals, lemon water, beets, dandelion, artichoke, adequate healthy fat intake, castor oil packs, and consider consulting a practitioner for deeper support. Fat metabolism depends entirely on the liver. The liver breaks down fats into ketones during fasting, during low-carb eating. Ketones are a clean fuel for the brain, for the heart. Some say cleaner than glucose, producing less oxidative stress. The liver also packages fats into lipoproteins, VLDL, LDL, HDL, sends them through the bloodstream to tissues that need them. It's a complex system of transport, of distribution, of recycling. When the liver is fatty, inflamed, these processes become disrupted. Cholesterol rises, triglycerides rise, not because you're eating too much fat necessarily, but because your liver can't process it properly. The answer isn't always low-fat diet. Sometimes it's heal the liver, then fat metabolism corrects itself. Your mind has wandered off long ago. Words now are just sounds, just vibrations, lulling, soothing. You don't need to remember, don't need to understand, just receive, just drift. Sulfur-rich foods, we return to them because they're so essential. Garlic, onions, leeks, shallots, chives, the allium family, across every culture, every traditional cuisine uses them. Why? Because they're medicine. They're antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, detoxifying, liver supportive. Crush garlic. Let it sit 10 minutes. This activates allicin, the medicinal compound. Then cook gently or eat raw. If you're brave, your breath will smell. Your sweat will smell. But your liver will thank you. Onions, especially red onions, contain quercetin, a flavonoid that's anti-inflammatory, antihistamine, immune-supporting. Onions also make you cry because they release sulfur compounds that irritate your eyes. This same sulfur supports glutathione production, supports liver detoxification. Don't fear these pungent foods. Embrace them. Welcome them daily. Cruciferous vegetables. We mentioned, but their importance can't be overstated. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, collard greens, bok choy, arugula, watercress, cabbage, all contain glucosinolates, sulfur-containing compounds that when chewed or cut release enzymes, creating sulforaphane and indole 3-carbinol. These compounds activate NRF2 pathway, a genetic pathway that upregulates antioxidant production, detoxification enzymes. They literally turn on Your body's own protective systems, sulforaphane, from broccoli sprouts especially, has been studied for cancer prevention, for reducing inflammation, for protecting the brain, for liver support. It's one of the most powerful food-based compounds we know of. You can buy broccoli sprout powder or grow your own sprouts and get concentrated amounts. A tablespoon of sprouts equals a pound of broccoli in sulforaphane content. Brussels sprouts, roasted until caramelized, are delicious and medicinal. The bitterness becomes sweetness. With heat, the sulfur remains. The medicine remains. Eat them several times a week. Make them a staple, not a side thought. Cabbage, raw or fermented, is healing. Raw cabbage juice we mentioned for gut lining. Fermented cabbage, sauerkraut, is probiotic, is digestive support, is vitamin C, is vitamin K2 if fermented long enough. Make your own sauerkraut. It's simple. Shred cabbage, add salt, massage, pack into a jar, let it sit a week or more at room temperature. The beneficial bacteria, lactobacillus, multiply, transforming the cabbage, making it more digestible, more nutritious, more medicinal. A forkful of sauerkraut with each meal supports digestion, supports microbiome, supports liver health through the gut-liver axis. Turmeric, that golden root we mentioned briefly, but it deserves more attention. Curcumin, its active compound, is one of the most researched natural substances. Thousands of studies showing benefits for inflammation, for liver protection, for brain health, for joint pain, for depression, for metabolic syndrome. But curcumin is poorly absorbed. Only about 1% makes it into bloodstream unless you combine it with black pepper, with fat. This is why golden milk, turmeric with milk and pepper, is traditional. Why curry always has multiple spices together. You can take curcumin supplements with higher bioavailability, like curcumin with piperine or liposomal curcumin, but fresh turmeric root in cooking, in smoothies, is also powerful. The whole root contains other compounds besides curcumin that work synergistically. Grate fresh turmeric into stir fries, into soups, add to rice, to smoothies. Your fingers will turn yellow. Your cutting board will stain. This is the medicine, the pigment, the curcumin, staining everything it touches, including your cells, protecting them. Ginger, warming, stimulating, increases circulation everywhere. When circulation increases, nutrients reach tissues, toxins leave tissues, the liver receives more blood, more oxygen, works more efficiently. Ginger also reduces nausea better than most pharmaceutical drugs for motion sickness, for morning sickness, for chemotherapy nausea. It settles the stomach, promotes bile flow, supports digestion. Fresh ginger tea throughout the day is gentle medicine. Slice ginger, steep in hot water, add lemon, add honey if you want sweetness. Drink warm, feel it, warming you from inside. The 8 laws of health are simple, almost too simple. Nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, trust. These aren't complex protocols, expensive supplements, hard to find herbs. These are us basics, fundamentals that modern life has made us forget. Sunlight, vitamin D, we need it. Our ancestors were outside most of the day. Now we're inside, under artificial light, vitamin D deficient. And vitamin D is essential for immune function, for mood, for bone health, for liver health. It's not really a vitamin, it's a hormone affecting thousands of genes. Get morning sunlight, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on your skin tone, without sunscreen. Your skin needs to absorb UVB rays to produce vitamin D. Later in the day, if you're out longer, protect your skin. But that morning dose is critical. Fresh air, oxygenation, deep breathing, walks outside, opening windows, even in winter. Crack a window, let stale air leave, let fresh air enter. Your cells need oxygen. Your liver, especially, is metabolically active, uses so much oxygen. Temperance, self-control, moderation. This means not just with food, but with everything. Work, exercise, stimulation, substances, screen time, social media, news consumption. All of it can become excessive, can tip into stress, toxicity. Temperance isn't deprivation, it's wisdom, it's balance, it's knowing when enough is enough. Your body has dissolved now into the darkness, into the room. Your awareness, floating, no longer tethered to form, just this voice, these words, this slow, gentle rhythm, exercise, movement we've mentioned, but it's worth expanding on. You don't need intense workouts to support liver health. In fact, over-exercising can increase oxidative stress, can burden detoxification. Gentle movement, daily walks, yoga, tai chi, swimming. These support circulation, lymph flow, stress reduction, metabolic health without overwhelming the system. Walking especially is underrated. 30 to 60 minutes daily walking improves insulin sensitivity, supports weight loss, reduces liver fat, clears the mind, costs nothing, requires no special equipment. Rebounding, jumping on a mini trampoline is specifically good for lymphatic drainage, the up and down motion, the G-force change, open and close, the one-way valves in lymphatic vessels, moving fluid that has no pump. The lymph carries waste, carries toxins from tissues to elimination. Just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle bouncing can stimulate lymphatic flow throughout the body. It's fun, low impact, effective. Dry brushing with a natural bristle brush before showering. Brushing toward your heart stimulates skin, lymph, circulation, exfoliates dead cells. Your skin is your largest organ of elimination. Supporting skin supports liver, their partners in detoxification. Brush from feet upward, from hands upward, gentle circular motions over belly, over back. It takes 5 minutes. It feels invigorating, and your skin becomes softer, smoother, more alive. Sauna use has been studied extensively, especially in Finland, where regular sauna is cultural practice. People who sauna several times a week have lower rates of cardiovascular disease, dementia, all-cause mortality. Sweating releases toxins through skin, heavy metals, phthalates, BPA, pesticides can all be measured in sweat. This means they're leaving your body through skin instead of burdening liver and kidneys. Infrared saunas penetrate deeper, heat tissues, mobilize toxins from fat cells. Traditional saunas heat air. Both work. Use what you have access to. Start with 10 to 15 minutes. Work up to 20 to 30 minutes. Hydrate well. Replace minerals with electrolyte water or coconut water. Your skin, as the third kidney, is profound. Kidneys filter blood, excrete urine. Lungs exhale CO2, exhale volatile compounds, and skin sweats, excretes oils, sheds cells. All three are elimination organs. All three can compensate when one is weak. This is why people with kidney failure may have uremic frost on their skin, the body trying to excrete uremic toxins through any route possible, the skin stepping in, attempting to save the person. Support all three. Drink water for kidneys, breathe deeply for lungs, sweat regularly for skin. The liver will have less to do. Reducing chemical personal care products is practical liver support. Everything you put on your skin absorbs parabens, phthalates, synthetic fragrances, formaldehyde, heavy metals in makeup. Heavy metals in makeup all absorb, enter bloodstream, go to liver for processing. The average woman a year applies 168 chemical to her skin each morning before leaving the house. That's staggering. And men use fewer products, but still, dozens of chemicals. Switch slowly, replace as products run out. Choose clean brands or make your own. Coconut oil is a moisturizer. Apple cider vinegar is a toner. Baking soda is deodorant. Simple, effective, non-toxic, organic eating to avoid pesticides. We mentioned, but the statistics are shocking. Glyphosate, the most widely used herbicide in history, is sprayed on most conventional crops. It's in our food, our water, our rain, our bodies. Glyphosate disrupts the shikimate pathway in plants and in our gut bacteria. This pathway produces essential amino acids, neurotransmitters. It chelates minerals. It increases gut permeability. It's been classified as probably carcinogenic by some agencies. Buying organic, when possible, reduces your exposure. Significantly, studies show switching to organic for just 1 week dramatically reduces pesticide metabolites in urine. The body clears them quickly. If you stop the input, mold, mycotoxins are invisible threats. Mold grows in damp places, in buildings, in food. It produces mycotoxins, toxic compounds that can cause chronic illness, neurological symptoms, immune dysfunction, and liver damage. Aflatoxins from Aspergillus mold are among the most hepatotoxic substances known. They contaminate peanuts, corn, grains stored improperly. Aflatoxins cause liver cancer in high doses and chronic inflammation in low doses. Buy nuts from reputable sources that test for mold. Store them in the fridge or freezer. If something tastes off, moldy, bitter, spit it out. Don't eat it. Don't risk it. If your home has water damage, visible mold, musty smell, address it. Mold illness is real and devastating. For some people, the liver tries to detoxify mycotoxins, but they're difficult. They recirculate. They bind to tissues, causing long-term problems. Candida overgrowth in the gut is linked to mold, to sugar, to antibiotics, to stress. Candida is a yeast normally present in small amounts, but when it overgrows, it produces toxins, acetaldehyde, gliotoxin, that burden the liver, that cause symptoms, brain fog, fatigue, cravings, digestive issues. Treating Candida requires starving it, sugar-free diet, low carb, and killing it with antifungals, garlic, oregano oil, caprylic acid, podaco, and rebalancing gut flora with probiotics, with fiber. As Candida dies, you may feel worse. This is called die-off or Herxheimer reaction. The toxins from dying Candida flood your system. Your liver must process them. Support your liver during this time with extra water, binders like charcoal, liver herbs, rest. The fungal link to liver congestion is underappreciated. Chronic fungal overgrowth, whether in gut or sinuses or lungs, creates constant toxic burden. The liver never rests, never catches up. Addressing fungal issues often resolves mysterious symptoms that nothing else could touch. Your breath is so faint now, like mist, like memory, barely there. The words wash over you, through you. You're not listening anymore, not really, just floating in the sound, in the silence, between sounds. Alkalizing the body, maintaining pH balance is chemistry, is necessity. Your blood pH must stay between 735 and 745. Even small deviations are life-threatening, so your body will do anything, sacrifice anything to maintain it. If your diet creates too much acid from meat, from sugar, from processed food, your body pulls minerals from bones, from teeth to neutralize it. Calcium, magnesium, potassium leached away to buffer, to protect blood pH. The liver helps regulate pH through various mechanisms, through producing bicarbonate, through processing acids, but eating more alkaline foods reduces this burden. Leafy greens, cucumber, celery, bell peppers, avocado, lemon, lime. These become alkaline raw in the body after metabolism. Lemon tastes acidic, but once metabolized, leaves behind alkaline minerals. This is why lemon water is alkalizing. Even though it's sour, chemistry is not always intuitive. Chlorophyll, the green pigment in all plants, is molecularly similar to hemoglobin, our blood's oxygen carrier. The only difference, chlorophyll has magnesium at its center. Hemoglobin has iron. This similarity, others, is remarkable. Plants and animals mirroring each other in design. Chlorophyll oxygenates blood, supports detoxification, alkalizes tissues, heals wounds, deodorizes the body. Even bad breath, body odor, can improve with chlorophyll. Wheatgrass juice is concentrated chlorophyll. Bright green, intensely grassy, almost overwhelming. A shot of wheatgrass, 1 or 2 ounces, is like drinking liquid sunlight. It's energizing. For some, nauseating. For others, start small, half an ounce, on an empty stomach. See how you feel. Some people feel incredible clarity, energy. Others feel nauseous, dizzy. This is often detox reaction. The wheatgrass mobilizing toxins faster than the body can eliminate. Barley green powder, similar to wheatgrass, but milder. Mix it into water, into smoothies. It's alkalizing, mineralizing, chlorophyll rich. Another simple way to increase green intake. Sprouts, we mentioned, but they deserve more attention. When a seed sprouts, dormant enzymes activate. The seed becomes alive, metabolically active. Nutrients multiply. Proteins become amino acids, more digestible. Starches become simple sugars. Enzyme inhibitors disappear. This is why sprouted bread is easier to digest than regular bread. Why sprouted beans cause less gas. Why sprouts are considered living food. You can sprout almost any seed, grain or legume, alfalfa, broccoli, radish, mung bean, lentil, chickpea, sunflower, all in a jar on your counter in 3 to 5 days. Fresh, living enzymes, rich in vitamins, minerals, chlorophyll. Add them to salads, to sandwiches, to smoothies. Their crunch, their freshness, their life force, palpable. You're eating potential, eating beginning, eating life at its most vital. Dandelion greens, those leaves from the same plant whose roots we steep as tea. The greens are edible, nutritious, bitter, powerful, high in vitamin K, vitamin A, calcium, iron. They support liver, kidneys, digestion. Harvest young leaves before the plant flowers. They're less bitter, more tender. Older leaves are edible, but quite bitter. Blanch them or mix with sweeter greens, milder lettuces, Add strong dressing to balance the bitterness, or saute them with garlic with olive oil. The bitterness softens with heat, becomes more palatable. The medicine remains. Radishes, especially daikon, the large white radish, support gallbladder, support digestion of fats. They're pungent, spicy, cleansing. In traditional Chinese medicine, radish is used to move stagnation, to improve digestion, to clear phlegm. Grate daikon into salad. Serve with rich meals to aid digestion, or make radish tea. Grated radish steeped in hot water with ginger. It's warming, cleansing, digestively supportive. The liver-gallbladder relationship is intimate, inseparable. The liver produces bile continuously, up to 1 liter per day. The gallbladder stores it, concentrates it by removing water. When you eat fat, cholecystokinin hormone is released, signaling gallbladder to contract, to squeeze bile into the small intestine. This system works beautifully when bile flows freely, when the gallbladder contracts regularly, when fat intake is adequate. But problems arise when bile stagnates, when gallbladder doesn't empty, when stones form. Gallstones are hardened deposits of bile components, usually cholesterol, sometimes bilirubin. They form when bile becomes too concentrated, too thick, too imbalanced. Risk factors include obesity, rapid weight loss, low-fat diets, pregnancy, oral contraceptives, family history. Most gallstones are silent, no symptoms, found incidentally on imaging. But some cause pain, especially after eating fatty meals. Pain under right ribs, radiating to right shoulder blade, nausea, vomiting, digestive distress. Some gallstones pass naturally. Some require medical intervention. Some can be dissolved with bile acids, given as medication over months. Some require gallbladder removal, cholecystectomy, one of the most common surgeries performed, but you can live without a gallbladder. Bile will still be produced, will drip continuously into intestines, instead of being stored and released in boluses. Some people have no issues, others have chronic diarrhea, fat malabsorption, need to take bile salts with meals forever. Prevention is always better. Support bile flow, eat adequate fat, healthy fats, daily. Eat bitter foods regularly. Stay hydrated. Maintain healthy weight. Avoid yo-yo dieting. Move your body. Support your liver. The gallbladder will thank you. Your consciousness is barely tethered now to this realm, to this body. You're hovering somewhere between here and there, between wake and sleep, between knowing and unknowing. The voice continues, but you're not quite listening, just being. Olive oil and lemon juice flushes are controversial. The protocol usually involves fasting, drinking apple juice for for days, then taking large amounts of olive oil and lemon juice at night, lying on your right side. The next morning, passing green stones in stool. People swear by it, feel amazing, feel cleansed. Others say these green stones are saponified olive oil, not gallstones, that you're just creating soap in your intestines from the massive oil intake. Researchers Limited, proponents cite thousands of testimonials, critics cite lack of scientific proof, chemical analysis showing the stones are soap, not gallstones. I'm cautious about aggressive protocols. They can help, they can harm. If your liver is weak, if you have significant gallstones, such a flush could lodge a stone in the bile duct, requiring emergency intervention. Gentle approaches, daily bitters, castor oil packs, adequate fat, taurine supplements. These are safer, slower perhaps, but sustainable, less risky. The no-oil diet, promoted by some plant-based advocates, concerns me. Yes, eliminate damaged oils, refined oils, seed oils, high in omega-6, inflammatory, oxidized. But eliminating all oils, all fats, creates problems. Your body needs fat for hormones, for cell membranes, for brain function, for absorbing fat-soluble vitamins, for making bile, for gallbladder to contract regularly, preventing stagnation, preventing stones. Healthy fats, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil are protective, anti-inflammatory, needed. Extra virgin olive oil especially is rich in polyphenols, in oleic acid. It's one of the most studied foods for health, for longevity. The Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, has the most evidence for cardiovascular health, for cancer prevention, for healthy aging. Don't fear fat, fear damaged fat, trans fats, excessive omega-6, but embrace healthy fats daily. Avocados are nearly perfect. They contain healthy monounsaturated fats, fiber, potassium, more than bananas, folate, vitamin E, vitamin K, and they support glutathione production, the master antioxidant that your liver cannot live without. Studies show eating avocados improves liver enzyme markers, reduces liver inflammation, supports detoxification, plus they're creamy, satisfying, delicious. Add them to everything. Smoothies, salads, toast, eaten plain, with sea salt. Walnuts look like tiny brains, wrinkled, convoluted, and they support brain health, rich in omega-3 fats, especially ALA, in antioxidants, in polyphenols. They also contain arginine, an amino acid that supports ammonia detoxification in the liver. Protein breakdown produces ammonia, toxic to the brain. The liver converts ammonia to urea in the urea cycle. This requires specific nutrients, arginine, ornithine, citrulline. If this cycle is impaired, ammonia accumulates, causing confusion, lethargy, brain fog, Eating walnuts supports this cycle. A handful daily is enough. Soak them overnight, if possible, to reduce phytic acid, to improve digestibility. Legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas are rich in soluble fiber. This type of fiber dissolves in water, becomes gel-like. It binds bile acids in the intestines, carries them out in stool. This forces the liver to make new bile from cholesterol. This is how soluble fiber lowers cholesterol, but more importantly, for detox, soluble fiber prevents reabsorption of toxins that have been excreted into bile. If there's insufficient fiber, those toxins get reabsorbed in the colon, recirculated back to the liver. This is called intrahepatic recirculation, and it's exhausting. Fiber moves bile out, moves toxins out, feeds beneficial bacteria, regulates blood sugar, promotes satiety, prevents constipation, supports healthy weight. Aim for 30 to 40 grams daily from whole foods, beans, lentils, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, seeds. Most people get only 10 to 15 grams per day. This is nowhere near enough. Increase slowly to avoid gas and bloating. Drink plenty of water. Your gut bacteria will adjust, will learn to ferment the fiber into beneficial short-chain fatty acids. The importance of regular bowel movements cannot be overstated. Ideally, 1 to 3 times per day, well-formed, easy to pass, complete evacuation. This means transit time is good. Toxins aren't sitting too long in the colon. If you're constipated, going every few days, or straining, or passing hard pellets, toxins are reabsorbing. Your liver is working overtime, and you probably feel sluggish, brain foggy, irritable, toxic. Fix constipation before attempting any detox protocol. Increase water, increase fiber, increase magnesium, increase movement. Address stress. Consider probiotics. Consider digestive enzymes. Get things moving regularly. Herbal laxatives, senna, cascara sagrada, are irritants. They force the colon to contract through irritation. This works short-term, but long-term, it damages the enteric nervous system. The colon becomes lazy, dependent. You need more and more to achieve the same effect. Use them only for acute situations, not daily, not long-term. Address root causes instead. Aloe vera juice is gentler, it's soothing, healing for the gut lining, and mildly laxative. In a leaf gel, not whole leaf, which contains anthraquinones that are harsher, an ounce or 2 of inner leaf. Aloe juice before bed can help. Regularity without causing dependence. Slippery elm bark is demulcent, coating, soothing. It's used for any inflamed tissue, throat, stomach, intestines. It can help with diarrhea or constipation, or is whatever the gut needs. It's balancing, regulating, gentle. Mix the powder with water. Drink quickly before it thickens into gel. It's not delicious, but it's effective and safe, even for sensitive people, children. Pregnancy. Psyllium husk is fiber, pure fiber. It absorbs water, swells, adds bulk, sweeps the intestines. It's effective, but you must drink plenty of water as with it, or it can worsen constipation, block the intestines. Even start with 1 teaspoon, work up to 1 tablespoon, once or twice daily, in water or juice. Drink immediately, then drink another glass of water. Your body has completely surrendered now. No resistance, no tension, just melting, pooling, like wax, like water, finding the lowest point, settling, stilling. The liver beneath, barely a whisper, barely a presence, yet working, always working. Activated charcoal is for acute situations, food poisoning, toxic exposure, overdose. It binds toxins in the gut, prevents absorption. It's used in emergency rooms for poisonings. It's powerful, effective, but it's indiscriminate. It binds everything, nutrients, medications, supplements. Don't use it within 2 hours of anything else. Don't use it daily or long term. You'll create deficiencies. Keep it in your cabinet for emergencies, for that questionable restaurant meal, for suspected toxin exposure. Take it. Go to bed. Let it do its work. Bentonite clay is similar. It's a clay from volcanic ash that swells in water. It has negative charge, attracts positively charged toxins, heavy metals. It's used internally for detox, externally for poultices, for skin, for drawing out infection. Again, not for daily use, but for targeted detox protocols. It has its place. The liver also produces most of your cholesterol, about 80%. Only 20% comes from diet. This is why low cholesterol diets often don't dramatically lower blood cholesterol. The liver just makes more. Cholesterol isn't evil. It's essential. Every cell membrane needs cholesterol for structure, for fluidity. Your brain is 25% cholesterol by weight. All steroid hormones, estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, cortisol are made from cholesterol. Vitamin D is made from cholesterol. The problem isn't cholesterol itself. The problem is oxidized cholesterol. Damaged cholesterol, small dense LDL particles that can infiltrate artery walls, cause inflammation, plaque formation. Preventing oxidation is key. Antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, polyphenols, these protect cholesterol from damage. Reducing inflammation also helps. Omega-3 fats, avoiding sugar, avoiding trans fats, managing stress, supporting liver health. The good versus bad cholesterol myth is oversimplified. HDL isn't inherently good. LDL isn't inherently bad. They're both just transporters, carrying cholesterol and triglycerides to different places. HDL is taking cholesterol back to the liver for recycling. LDL is taking cholesterol out to tissues that need it. What matters is particle size, is oxidation status, is inflammation level, is metabolic health. The liver orchestrates all of this. When the liver is healthy, cholesterol metabolism is balanced. The liver also plays a role in blood clotting. It produces clotting factors, factors I, 2, V, 7, Ni, X, intercyan, proteins with Roman numerals that cascade in sequence to form blood clots when you're injured. Without these factors, you'd bleed endlessly from cuts, from surgery, from ulcers. People with liver failure have bleeding problems, bruise easily, need transfusions of clotting factors before procedures. Vitamin K is essential for some clotting factors. This is why newborns get vitamin K injection. Their gut bacteria haven't developed yet, can't make it, and without it, they risk hemorrhage. The liver stores iron, bound to ferritin. Iron is needed for hemoglobin for oxygen transport, but excess iron is toxic, creates oxidative stress, damages tissues, especially liver, heart, pancreas. Men and postmenopausal women can accumulate too much iron because they don't menstruate, don't have regular blood loss. Hemochromatosis, a genetic condition, causes dangerous accumulation, requires regular blood donation, therapeutic phlebotomy to remove excess iron. But many people have subclinical iron overload, just slightly elevated. Over years, it damages slowly, quietly. If your ferritin is over 200 for men, over 150 for women, consider donating blood, reducing iron intake. Iron isn't always something to supplement. Vitamins A, D, E, K, the fat-soluble vitamins, are stored primarily in liver and fat tissue. Unlike B vitamins, vitamin C, which are water-soluble and excreted if you have excess, these accumulate. This means you can become deficient if you're not getting enough, or toxic if you're getting too much. Vitamin A from animal sources, retinol, can be toxic in high doses, especially dangerous during pregnancy, causing birth defects. But beta-carotene from plants is safe because the body converts only what it needs. Vitamin D is stored in liver and fat really slowly over time. This is why you can build up vitamin D stores in summer from sun exposure and maintain levels through winter somewhat, though most people still become deficient in winter months. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, protects cell membranes, protects LDL from oxidation. It's stored in liver, in fat tissue. Deficiency is rare, but can occur in people with fat malabsorption, liver disease, causing neurological problems, muscle weakness. Vitamin K comes in two forms: K1 from plants, K2 from fermented foods and animal products. K1 is for clotting, K2 is for calcium regulation, directing calcium into bones and teeth, out of arteries and soft tissues. Both are fat-soluble, both stored in liver. B12 is also stored in liver, several years' worth, in healthy individuals. This is why B12 deficiency develops slowly on vegan diet. It takes 2 to 5 years to deplete stores, but eventually, without supplementation or fortified foods, deficiency occurs, causing anemia, neurological damage, fatigue, depression. The liver's ability to store B12 is protective, but also can mask deficiency until it's severe. Feel the weight of your eyelids, so heavy, so complete, sealed shut, darkness within, darkness without, no difference, no boundary, just the dark, the deep, the restful dark, the emotional liver releasing anger. This is more metaphor perhaps than physiology, but the ancients observed it. In Chinese medicine, the liver is associated with the wood element, with spring, with growth, with expansion, and with anger, frustration, resentment. When liver qi is stagnant, people feel irritable, frustrated, stuck, prone to outbursts. When liver qi flows freely, they feel calm, flexible, patient, able to go with flow. Whether this is energetic truth or observation of patterns, I can't say, but I've seen people soften as they heal. Their liver, seen anger they carried for years, begin to dissolve, release. Maybe the physical healing allows emotional healing. Maybe they're inseparable. Forgiveness of others, of yourself, is healing on every level. Holding grudges, holding resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It hurts you. It creates stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. It creates inflammation. It burdens your liver, your heart, your whole being. Forgiveness isn't about condoning harm. It's about releasing the grip it has on you, releasing the weight, lightening the load, freeing yourself to heal. The self-heal by design philosophy is this: your body has an innate intelligence, a blueprint encoded in DNA that knows what health looks like. Your liver knows how to regenerate. Your immune system knows how to fight infections. Your bones know how to heal fractures. Your job isn't to control this intelligence. Your job is to support it, to remove obstacles, toxins, distress, inflammatory foods, and to provide what's needed: nutrients, rest, water, sunlight, movement, love. Trust the body's blueprint. Trust that given the right conditions, the body wants to heal, will heal, is always trying to heal. Even now, as you sleep, as you drift, your body is repairing, restoring, regenerating, without any conscious effort from you. The 5-day liver detox protocol we mentioned briefly, but let's revisit it. 5 days of rest for your digestive system, vegetable juicing, light broths, herbal teas, water, no solid food, or minimal. No heavy proteins and no fats, or just a little coconut oil. This gives your liver a holiday from digestion. Digestion requires enormous energy, enzymes, bile, stomach acid, peristalsis. All of this can rest, and the liver can focus on detoxification, on repair, on regeneration. Carrot juice is the base, often sweet, palatable, rich in beta-carotene. Celery juice has become popular for its mineral content, for its liver-supportive compounds. Ginger adds warmth, circulation, reduces nausea. Beet juice in small amounts, 1 part beet to 4 parts carrot, supports bile flow, but too much can be intense, overwhelming. Green juice, cucumber, celery, parsley, cilantro, lemon, ginger, chlorophyll-rich, alkalizing, cleansing. Some people make batches, drink throughout the day, staying nourished while giving digestion a rest. During detox, some feel amazing, clear, energized, light. Others feel terrible, headaches, nausea, fatigue, irritability. This is called healing crisis or detox symptoms. It happens when toxins mobilize faster than the body can eliminate. If this happens, slow down, add more water, do gentle enemas or colonic to speed elimination, use binders, activated charcoal, bentonite clay, take liver support herbs, milk thistle, knack, rest more. The symptoms will pass, usually within 1 to 3 days. But honestly, not everyone needs aggressive detox. If you're very toxic, very ill, very sensitive, slow and steady is safer. Daily liver support, clean diet, adequate fiber, regular bowel movements, sweating. These gentle, consistent practices over months may be more effective than aggressive, short-term protocols. Know yourself, know your body, listen to its signals, its feedback. It will tell you what it needs, what it can handle. Trust that. Avoiding heavy proteins during detox is important. Protein digestion requires stomach acid, requires pancreatic enzymes, requires bile, and protein breakdown produces ammonia, uric acid, other waste products that the liver must process. By removing protein for a few days, you reduce this burden. The liver can focus on other tasks: cellular cleanup, toxin elimination, repair. This is why even 1 day a week of lighter eating can be beneficial. The liver's holiday from digestion allows it to catch up, to process, backlog, to restore reserves. Think of it as cleaning house. When the guests have all gone home, you can finally deep clean, organize, repair without interruption. Your breathing is the only proof now that you're still Here, still alive, even that is faint, shallow, barely moving, the body in deepest rest, the liver doing its work, unwitnessed, unacknowledged, perfect in its function. Microorganisms and liver health we touched on, but the gut-liver axis deserves more attention. Your gut contains trillions of organisms, bacteria mostly, but also fungi, viruses, archaea, protozoa, all coexisting in complex ecosystem. These organisms produce compounds, some beneficial butyrate, vitamin K2, B vitamins, neurotransmitters, some harmful endotoxins, lipopolysaccharides, ammonia. These compounds are absorbed through gut lining, travel via portal vein directly to liver. If your microbiome is balanced, diverse, beneficial organisms dominate. The compounds produced support health, support liver, support immunity. But if dysbiosis occurs, if pathogenic bacteria overgrow, the liver receives a constant stream of inflammatory compounds, endotoxins. This creates chronic inflammation, fatty liver, insulin resistance, systemic disease. Supporting a healthy microbiome supports liver health directly. Eat fermented foods, sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, yogurt, kombucha. Eat fiber, prebiotics that feed beneficial bacteria. Avoid unnecessary antibiotics which decimate microbiome. Manage stress, which alters bacterial composition. Biofilms. We mentioned these protective matrices that bacteria create. They're like fortresses or slime layers that protect bacteria from antibiotics, from immune system, from herbs. Pathogenic biofilms in the gut can harbor chronic infections, SIBO, candida overgrowth, parasites. Breaking down biofilms requires specific enzymes, serrapeptase, nattokinase, lumbrokinase. These enzymes digest the protein and polysaccharide matrix of biofilms, exposing the organisms within so antimicrobials can work. But when biofilms break down, there's often significant die-off, toxins release, symptoms worsen temporarily. This requires liver support, binders, slow progression. You can't rush biofilm protocols. They take patience, persistence, support. The liver's role in immune function is central. Kupffer cells, those liver macrophages, filter bacteria from blood coming from the gut. They phagocytose, engulf pathogens, debris, damaged cells. They release cytokines that coordinate immune response. The liver also produces acute phase proteins during infection. C-reactive protein, CRP, is made by the liver in response to inflammation. This is why CRP is measured as inflammation marker. When the liver is overwhelmed, congested, inflamed, Kupffer cells can't function optimally. Immune function suffers. You get sick more easily. Infections linger. Inflammation becomes chronic. Everything connects back to liver health. The portal vein, that highway from intestines to liver, is brilliant design and also vulnerability. Everything absorbed goes there first. This protects the rest of the body. But if the gut is compromised, the liver bears the brunt. Leaky gut, increased intestinal permeability, allows undigested proteins, bacterial fragments, toxins to cross into bloodstream. These flood the portal vein, overwhelm the liver, trigger immune response, inflammation, food sensitivities, autoimmunity, brain fog, fatigue. Healing the gut lining is essential for liver health. Remove irritants, gluten if sensitive, dairy if sensitive, processed foods, alcohol, NSAIDs. Add healing foods, bone broth, collagen, L-glutamine, zinc, aloe vera, slippery elm, probiotics, thyme, rest, stress reduction, closing the gut junctions, restoring tight junction integrity, reduces liver burden dramatically. The two organs heal together, support each other, yet you can't fully heal one without addressing the other. The miracle of liver regrowth. Let's end where we began. This organ, this dark red, pulsing mass beneath your ribs, has the power to regenerate, to heal, to forgive decades of abuse and try again. This regenerative capacity is hope, is grace, is biology, telling us it's never too late. Even if you've damaged your liver with alcohol, with sugar, with toxins, with stress, if you stop, if you support, if you nourish, it will try to come back. Not always, completely, not if cirrhosis is advanced, but often enough to matter, enough to extend life, enough to feel better, to function, to live with vitality. Again, your body is wisdom, is intelligence, is design, so intricate, so perfect, so forgiving. All it asks is that you listen, that you honor it, that you stop the assault, that you provide what it needs: water, food, rest, movement, sunlight, love, purpose. The liver keeps working right now, in this moment, filtering your blood, every drop, 300 times per day, producing bile, storing glucose, regulating hormones, clearing toxins, making proteins, storing vitamins, maintaining your life without fanfare, without recognition, just quietly, perfectly functioning. Let your gratitude be wordless, be cellular, be deep. Feel it for this organ, for this body, for this life that continues breath after breath, heartbeat after heartbeat, without your conscious control. You're being lived by something far greater than your small self, your thinking mind. The body keeps healing, the liver rests in quiet light and will keep drifting, floating together through health science, through the wisdom of regeneration, through the dark toward morning, your breath like tide, your heartbeat like drum, the liver filtering, restoring, forgiving. Everything connects, everything heals in relationship. You don't need to force it, to control it, to understand it fully. Just support it. Just allow it. Just trust. The body keeps healing. The liver rests in quiet light and will keep drifting, floating together through health science, looping softly, endlessly through the night. Sleep now, sleep deep. Your liver is working. Your body is restoring. Everything is well. Everything is healing in its own time, in its own way. The body continues to heal. The liver rests in quiet light and will keep floating, moving together through the body. Sleep.